Lesser signs, for the most part, will occur a long time before the resurrection begins. Some of them have happened and ended, although they may be repeated, and some of them have appeared and are ongoing, and some have not yet happened, but they will happen as the truthful one, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, has told us. The major signs are serious matters, the appearance of which will indicate that the day of resurrection is at hand, and there is only a short time until that great day comes. Lesser signs of the hour are many and are mentioned in many Sahih hadith.
Yeah.
We
Let
listen
me let me just
to
interrupt you here for a sec. Do you know that the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, of course, used to say that um we need to remind ourselves of such signs. We need to really speak about that, from time to another in order to remind ourselves that we don't really have that long life, you know, as we expect, because whoever dies, it's his resurrection. Anyway, he's witnessing it right now, even before the day of judgment comes. I mean, the people who died in the past, let's say 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 years, they are already witnessing the resurrection signs. Okay? Man mata faqad qamat qiyamatu. So that's what he said. So we need to really, like, remind ourselves of these signs. We need to really speak about it from time to another in order to remind ourselves that we don't really have that time. We don't really have that much time. I'm gonna pray tomorrow. You know what? I'm gonna like start fasting next Ramadan. It's not a big of a deal, you know? So we need to do now. Let's carry on.
Sahih hadith. We will listen together without quoting the hadith because there is not enough room to do so here. We'll provide references to trustworthy books on the topic for those who wish to know more about this matter and the evidence for these signs. These include Al-Qiyamah al-Sughra by Sheikh Umar Sulaiman al-Ashkar. This book is available in English translation, and Ashirat al-Sah
Under
by
the title, The Minor Resurrection, published by International Islamic Publishing House. Okay, we can just skip this part. Here it says the lesser science of the hour. It's called the hour. It's called the Yawm al-Hashr. It's called the end day. It's called the resurrection day. It's called Yawm al-Qiyamah, the judgment day, So it has all these. Because Yawm al-Hashr is like when people are going to leave their graves, okay, and they are going to be resurrected back to life again, and that's why it comes from it, Yawm al-Hashr, or the resurrection day. Also, they are in order to what? In order to be judged by Allah. So it's a judgment day. Let's carry on. The sending of the
Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The death of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the conquest of Jerusalem, the plague of Amos, which is a place in Palestine, widespread wealth and lack of need for charity, the appearance of fitan tribulations among the tribulations that occurred in the early years of Islam were the killing of Uthman, may Allah be pleased with him, the battle of the camel, and the battle of Siffin. The emergence of the Khawarij, the Battle of Hara, and the opinion that the Quran is a creation. The emergence of
Yes, the
claimants
Quran creation. The emergence of
to prophethood, such as Zaliah
Yamal Kadhib.
Musaylima and Al-Aswad al-Annasi. The appearance of fire in the Hijaz, which
Do you know
appeared
what happened here? Do you know that these are considered one of the minor signs of the Day of Judgment? Actually, the sending of the Prophet Muhammad or when Allah sent the Prophet Muhammad, that was considered a minor sign of the Day of Judgment. Now, guess what? The people who claimed prophethood is like the Musaylama al-Kadhab, somebody by the name of Musaylama. Actually, I think he lived in the same era as the Prophet did. He did actually. It's not I think, it's true. I believe so. So Musaylam al-Kadhab is one of those, let's say, hypocrites, liars. He's called al-Kadhab, means the liar, okay, who claimed to be the prophet after the Prophet Muhammad, whatever. He claimed to be a prophet sent by Allah. He just wanted to like fool people. Hey, you've got Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying this, trying to fool you. I'm here to fool you too. Allah sent me. And guess what? The Quran, I could read the other Quran to you too. And he started mumbling his mouth, making rhyme-like verses to the Quran, which makes no sense. And there is no comparison between the real Quran and whatever he came up with. So let's carry on. So that is just an example of who the liar Musaylama is. Let's carry on. Also, Aswad, this guy also claimed to be the prophet, claimed to be, people somehow, some of them somehow were fooled by these people. So yeah, the appearance.
The appearance of fire in Hijaz, which appeared in the middle of the 7th century AH and 654 AH. This was a great fire, which the scholars were alive at the time of its appearance, and those who came after them described in great detail. Al-Nawawi said there appeared in our time a fire in Medina in the year 654. It was a very great fire on the eastern side of Medina, beyond the Hura, and knowledge of it was widespread throughout Syria and all lands. Those of the people of Medina were present and told me about it. Loss of trust. One of the manifestations of loss of trust is people are very interested to those who are not qualified
Okay,
or
what does that even mean? What do you get so far from that?
the people are given trust to things that they are not qualified to, that they shouldn't be trusted with.
People are going to be less trusted. Okay, that means that the widespread of liars, the people are going to lose trust in each other. They are not gonna be confident in each other. Let's carry on. So, loss of trust, one of the manifestations of loss of trust is people's affairs being entrusted to those who are not qualified or able for that. The taken away of knowledge and the prevalence of ignorance and taken away of knowledge will occur with the disappearance of the scholars. And that will happen. Guess what? There are, you know, there are like a lot of scholars, you know, and these people who have a ton of knowledge, they eventually will die. They are not gonna be there to be immortal. They are gonna die. And once we die, once these people die, we are going to lose a lot of knowledge because these people could be like preaching other people who don't pray, who don't do sadaqah, who don't give away a little bit of their money. Now, these people, and even way more than this, if these people are dead, nobody's going to preach, and the people are going to be so ignorant, you know. So this is really interesting. Let's carry on.
The prevalence of ignorance or taking away of knowledge will occur with the disappearance of scholars, as says in Al-Sahihain. The spread of
Okay.
zina, the spread of riba, the spread of the
You know,
prevalence of,
the spread of riba,
yeah, yeah.
you already know. The usury.
Hmm?
Yes, let's carry on.
The prevalence of musical instruments, widespread drinking of alcohol, shepherds competing in the construction of tall buildings,
You
a
can
slave
see this in
owning,
where?
huh?
You can see this in where in today's world?
Uh,
Shepherds competing in the construction of tall
circus?
buildings, towers.
Circus?
Huh?
I don't get it.
You don't, what do you mean?
Like, what does it mean?
You don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Just a
Huh?
okay. So okay. Shepherds competing in the construction of tall buildings. This is obviously the people who are living in the UAE, the people who are living in Dubai. These people used to be shepherds, my friend. They used to be just involved in sheep grazing. That's what they could ever do in life. Now they've got tall buildings. They got Burj Khalifa. They've got the tallest building in the world, which is Burj Khalifa. What else? Also, if you look at Saudi Arabia, they are competing with each other like that. If you see Egypt, they are building also a tower which is gonna be even taller than Burj Khalifa. So you see all these people, they used to be
Oh,
shepherds, they used to be involved in sheep grazing. They are not supposed to be competing in the construction business like that. Let's carry
why
on.
not though?
Huh?
Why not though?
Lovely question, because these people are going to forget about their morals. Okay, let's compete uh with the Western people, but you're not the Western people. Allah has given you Islam. You could be 10 times better than the Western people. No, let's have tall buildings, let's have multiple nationalities in the
Yeah,
country.
but they
Let's
are
have
better though because they have the tallest buildings in the world, taller
huh?
than the Western people.
They have that, but guess what? They are cooperating with the Zionist society. You don't know this. I don't want to involve you in such a conversation, but they are like in order for them to be what they are at, okay? They cooperate a lot with our enemies somehow, believe it or not. So these are, and I'm not, I'm saying this because it's the truth. Okay. Like, yes, you're allowed to do this, you're allowed to do that. But in order for you to do this, you are going to have, transgenders in your country. You're going to have gay community in your country. And that, by the way, was allowed in the Dubai law. They can just live in peace as long as that they don't do anything. These people started having multiple businesses and enterprises, all that because of the laws, and it's supposed to be a Muslim country. Now, this is really contradicting, you know, what like identify us as Muslims to like contribute with the Jews, contribute with the gays, like there is no problem, do this, do that. How about saying no, I'm not gonna do such a thing, right? It's not gonna make me like a third world country. Okay, I mean, look at Qatar. It's a first world country. It's, by the way, better than America when it comes to the lifestyle, the living, everything, and even the salaries. And they don't contribute and they don't cooperate with the people that I just mentioned earlier. You feel what I mean? Like you could just be somebody without giving away your identity. That's what they do. Does that make sense?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Like, do you sometimes feel like America is like, and the tax money or whatever has to go somewhere to other people?
Yeah.
Right? They could just say no. This is just the same. Does say like is saying no gonna make you Afghanistan? No, it's not gonna make you Afghanistan. You feel me? So that's what it is. But yeah, the world is ruled by people with and they've got interests. Here it says a slave woman given birth to her mistress, as is stated in El Sahihan. There are several views among the scholars as to what this means. The view favored by Abu Hajar is there will be widespread disobedience among children to their parents, so that a child will treat his mom as a master treats his slave woman with negligence and insults, which is completely unacceptable. And this is going to be in the Islam world and it's going to be in the Western world. It's going to be everywhere, right? Here it says widespread killing. So, whenever you see these, you remember to do all the good things. You remember to do all the contrary. Okay? Like you see riba, you say, you know what? I'm not gonna put money in the bank. I could be putting my money in gold, in precious metal. I could do this. You see drinking of alcohol a lot. You say, you know what? I'm not gonna even know the people who do such a thing. Okay? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You do all the contrary of what I just mentioned. Widespread killing. Yeah, the okay, we can be really speaking about that by next time, inshallah. Widespread killing. I love this. It's a topic. So, that's it for today. If you have any question, please hit me up. And yeah, hopefully enjoy. Assalamu alaikum.